What's up, y'all? Check out my new office. I thought this video would be a cool one to do up here in the office because we're going to talk business for a second. Salvador Salvador had a question about endorsements. So I wanted to take this opportunity actually to do a video to explain to you guys the dynamics of an endorsement, because I think a lot of young drummers out there aren't aware or are just confused about the dynamics of the endorsement relationship between the company and the artist. Salvador just wanted to know, can someone get endorsed just by playing drums at church with around 70 to 80 people? No. The main thing that you need to realize as far as endorsements go is that at the end of the day, it all comes down to sales. I'll explain how that works a little later, but I'll start out by saying, first of all, you need to ask yourself, why do you want an endorsement in the first place? If all you're doing is playing in church once a week in front of 70 or 80 people, you probably don't need an endorsement. A lot of people get the impression that once you get an endorsement with a cymbal company or a drum company or whatever, it's an indication that you've made it. The biggest misconception about endorsements is that once you sign on with somebody, a couple days later a UPS truck is going to back onto your driveway and start unloading all this free gear. Companies are not in the business of giving out thousands of dollars worth of free gear a year. Even the drummers out there on the top tier still pay for their stuff. An endorsement is a contractual agreement between two people, and it's a relationship. You guys work together. Once you sign on with a company, you're pretty much signing on to be an ambassador for that company. That being said, you have to be attractive enough to a company for them to consider you a potential endorsee. If a company thinks that your persona can influence sales for their company, then they'll take a look at you. If you're not in a position to expose their gear and their name in front of a mass number of people on a regular basis, then they have no reason to bring you on as an artist. Now, I'm endorsed by 4 different companies: Yamaha drums, Pisces cymbals, Vic Firth drumsticks, and Evans drumheads. There's a couple of really important things that I want to point out regarding my endorsements. Number one, it took me a really long time before I was attractive enough to a company for them to consider bringing me on as an artist. Number two, when I did get my endorsements, they all happened at the same time. Number three, by the time I was ready to get endorsed, 2 of those companies said yes immediately, and the other 2 actually approached me. By the time I got my first deal, my YouTube channel was already over 700,000 views or something like that. And I've had several videos up on my channel. And I've already kind of made a name for myself as an educator. Now, I'm a session musician as well, and I'm fortunate enough to play with a few different people. But that's not the reason I got signed. The rules have changed for these companies over the years, and it's just not enough anymore to be in a busy band playing a couple hundred shows a year. Social media presence is huge to companies these days. On a lot of contracts, it will ask you, what's your Twitter handle? How many likes do you have on your Facebook page? Do you have a YouTube channel? What's your website address? What kind of media presence can you offer to the company so that they can use you to represent their product? Here's what an endorsement means for both sides of the agreement. For the company, it means that they have an individual that can be out there in the field representing the product. For the artists, especially with drum companies, the biggest thing that it can mean for them is support. I live in Toronto, Canada. If I'm doing a show, say out in Vancouver, and I need a set of drums, I know that I can contact Yamaha. They can set up a kit to be sent over there to the venue. I play it, and then they take it back. There are other cool perks to being signed with a particular company. I mean, you get cool discounts on gear, which always really helps out. You get a certain level of exposure, depending on what company you're with. You might be asked to do a print ad for them, or take some shots for their website or whatever. So it can do a little bit for your profile, but it's not going to make you a star. The endorsement relationship is give and take. You have to have something that you can offer to the company. Companies these days just have too many dudes just looking for handouts. A friend of mine up here at Yamaha Canada once told me regarding endorsements, and it's true, if the company has never heard of you, they probably don't need you. Focus on raising your stock as an individual. Don't put all of your worth to that company in the band that you're playing with, because if that band breaks up, they have no real reason to keep you on anymore. Document everything that you do in pictures and in video, and be seen playing whatever company you're after, playing their gear as often as you can. If a representative from that company can look you up and see you playing their gear at 100 different shows, it's just going to look way better on you. Don't be concerned so much with getting an endorsement. Focus on doing your own thing. Just go out, play as often as you can, and let them come to you.